Hi all, thanks for watching. This is the 111th video for my Kingdom Come Deliverance playthrough, and we were working on Siege. I did end up getting killed in the attack, and we got sent back a bit, but I did actually rest the time period that I needed to in order to get back on track, so we're just about to commence the attack again on the Talmberg Castle. So let's get back into game and continue on. Okay, so I waited the extra time that I got set back with the death I had during the attack. So we're actually just about to commence the attack again. And hopefully this time I can get to a point where I can save during the attack. And if anything happens, such as I happen to get killed again, then we won't get sent all the way back here. Nope. So we're on an Oath is an Oath, finishing the pre-rec for Siege, and we're about to actually attack here. So I'll just go up and quickly have a conversation with Sir Robart, and we'll get this attack underway again. Okay. So Sir Robart, see, there he is. Okay, so as you can see, Siege is finished, and now we're about to start the attack. Now, I have to wait the 2 days, but I did wait most of the time that I had to. So let's, okay, I suppose we'll have to attack. So I guess our waiting time is up.
Since Sir Divish's colours still aren't flying over Talmberg, I suppose we'll be attacking.
Just so. That Istran's a stubborn bastard.
All right, when do we start?
There's no reason to wait. Are you really ready? If you need to rest or anything, we can still wait. You won't have another chance until we've won the day. Or until your final rest.
I'm ready.
Glad to hear it. We're going to attack on 2 fronts. The North Gate and the West Wall, which will scale with ladders. The attack will be split into different stages. Taking the outer walls, the inner bailey, and finally the core of the castle and the tower.
Okay, so we've already gone over this with them previously. I'll just go over it, but skip through the conversation quickly.
How are we going to attack the gate?
We'll try to do as much damage as we can, even if that's true.
Portcullis?
Fortunately, it's wooden, so...
And what's the plan for attack?
First, we have to get men to the wall, which is no easy matter as soon as the ladders are in. Once a few of them...
How will we take the back?
Either by scaling the west...
And the inner bailey?
That will be tough. The castle is... We'll have to either fight...
What about the living court?
There, I'm worried most...
I think I've heard everything I need to know.
Do you want to join the attack on the walls or on the gate? Remember, many of the Skalitz men will follow you. It could make a big difference.
I'll help with the attack on the walls.
I'm proud of you, Henry. You've changed from an insolent pup into a tough, reliable fighter.
A village lad and an old soldier? This fan must be shaking in his boots.
If he's not shaking, then he doesn't know what he's got coming. Just one last thing, though. No matter how good the plan is, something always gets fucked up. Keep your eyes open and take advantage of every chance. Help you. We have to take the castle.
I'll remember that.
Good luck to you.
Good luck to you.
Take care.
Okay, so this is where we were. Just up on the wall there when I got killed last time. So hopefully this will go a bit better. We can make it past that part. And I can actually save it in case anything else happens.
Cover yourselves! Wait there! Ladders! For the walls! Go! Go! Go!
Oh, I don't know if I hit him. Oh, we lost a bunch of guys down there. Okay, I'm gonna try my bow this time. See if I can clear out a few of them. Oh. Oh, missed.
Smash them! Clear those battle boats!
Quite a few this time. Try not to hit anyone. It's on my side. Out of the way. Excellent. We're doing much better.
We've got them! And now from the south! We'll charge them from the rear! Damn!
Come on, guys. Aw, dang it. I hit Robart. Am I out of arrows? Dang it. Excellent. Okay, I haven't taken any damage. Let's see if I can save. Can I save? No, damn. Alright, they're in the courtyard. Oh, we've made it?
Sir, we should give the order.
Let's see if Istvan Toth can worm his way out of this one.
Don't tempt fate, Hanush.
Istvan! It's over! You want us to come and get you?
I wouldn't advise that. Your friend Divish wants to see his wife alive again.
And Sir Radzig? Are both hostages unharmed?
For now, Hanush, unless circumstances change.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. My guest is also safe and sound, but he's also quite keen to go home. I imagine you feel the same way. It's been a long time since you warmed yourself at your own hearth.
I'm in no hurry. I've plenty of supplies here, grand view and excellent company. What more could I want?
Your freedom!
Freedom? Freedom to get an arrow in the back?
Sir, we're all noblemen here, all bound by honor. I give you my word as a knight and lord, and that of my companions. If you release Lady Stephanie and Sir Radzig, you may leave the castle with your men and go on your way unharmed.
And just how far will we get? What good will it do me if your men attack us in the woods instead of here?
If you give me your word of honor that you will leave and never return, I promise you safe passage to the boundary of this fiefdom. What happens after that is up to you and the will of God Almighty.
Very well then, but I want a small safeguard. I'll give you her ladyship, but Radzig comes with me. I'll release him in Skalitz.
Out of the question! Is our word not good enough for you?
Is mine not good enough for you? I swear I'll release him when I get to a safe distance.
I'll go with him, Hanush. Let the Lady Stephanie have her freedom now.
Father!
Don't worry, son. I trust Lord Toth's self-interest more than his word. He wouldn't be fool enough to harm me.
If you're certain, Radzig.
Prepare horses and supplies, and tell your men to pull back. We'll come down.
You heard him. Get to work. And any man who breaks this truce answers to me.
So, are you really going to let them go?
My word is my bond, Henry.
He's a cutthroat and a liar. Good men are dead because of him. What's to stop us from skewering him as soon as he sets foot outside?
Our honor.
If you let him go, he'll do the same again. Or worse.
God's justice will find him. And then he'll get a taste of my mace.
If we break our word of honor, we have none. And without honor, we are nothing. Never fear. Your father will be all right.
We'll hunt down those vermin yet.
Bring the horses.
Here she is, as I promised. Not a hair on her head harmed.
Divish,
Stephanie.
forgive me, husband. I'm sorry
For what?
for letting them into the castle.
Come now, my dear. You're not to blame.
I didn't know who he was. He said he was your friend.
Never mind. Did he hurt you?
No.
I hope your word can be trusted.
Certainly more than yours.
If everything goes as agreed, I'll set Radzig free in Skalitz. If anyone tries to follow us, I'll kill him.
We won't.
My apologies for keeping you from your father, but you'll see each other soon enough. Oh, I almost forgot. Your sword. I expect you'll want it back after all the trouble you went to. Actually, you know what? I think I'll keep it. As a memento.
This isn't over. I'll find you.
I look forward to it. Yeah!
Quick! To the battlements! We have to see which way they go! Oh, they really are heading for Skalitz. Mount up, Henry.
You've heard what he'll do if we follow them.
We're not going to follow them. We just have to collect your father. Or do you want him to walk back here when they release him?
Excellent. Okay, ride with Sir Hans to meet your father. So let's see, what's this called? An oath is an oath. Okay. Let's have a look here. Okay, so we just gotta follow him. Oh, it looks like he lost his head there for a sec. Headless horseman.
Yeah. What do you think? Will Toth keep his word?
He's a noble, right?
Yes. So am I.
So Radzig will be there.
This is quite a turnaround, isn't it?
What do you mean?
Yeah. How long have we known each other? A few weeks?
Something like that.
Before that, I was chasing wenches around Rattay and you were digging turnips. And now look at us. A pair of veterans.
I was an apprentice blacksmith, not a turnip digger.
Same difference, you silly bugger.
How do you like his armor? Little set of plate.
Toth? Sneaking into Brannick all on your own? Well, what I mean is, hats off to you, Hal. You wouldn't catch me doing that.
Truth is, I didn't think much about it. I just felt I had to do it. What will you do now?
Not long ago, I only made plans 3 days ahead at most. Maybe I really could do something for Rattay and its people. Something really big.
Yeah.
Ah, there'll be plenty of time for that later.
Yeah.
What should I say to him?
Don't worry. It'll come to you. You'll see.
Well, I just hope he'll be there.
There's no sign of them. Move on. Glad to see Istvan kept his word, sir.
Not half as glad as I am, Your Grace.
Well, we kept our word too, and now Toth has had his head start and he's fair game. Which way do they go?
To the north, but I would be careful, Sir Hans.
Fear not, Your Grace. I have twice as many men as he. Well, I won't keep you any longer. I'm sure the two of you have a lot to say to each other. Let's go!
All right, Father?
I am. They treated me quite decently. Although they did steal my horse, so I'll have to go back on foot.
It looks like it's all over.
Not by a long shot. It won't be over until we get this mess cleared up.
And catch that bastard. How could we let him go?
Would you rather we killed him? Even if it meant Lady Stephanie and I died too?
No, of course not. But what was to stop us from killing him after the exchange?
Honor?
Honor?
If the word of honor of a nobleman could not be trusted, then he would never have agreed to the exchange.
And where's the honor in abandoning your son?
You know how it is. We were young. It happened. And I couldn't marry a commoner. Then your father, Martin, came along and took care of both of you.
Well, he knew it.
What? That I was your father? Certainly. He was a great man. He took you as his own. And always kept an eye on you. Of that you can be sure.
I know so little about his past.
He told you nothing? Oddly enough, even though you don't have his blood, you're very like him. When he was around your age, he became bored of his trade and set out to see the world. He lived through many adventures, even fought in a war.
In a war?
Yes, in Poland, I believe. And I don't think he cared much for it.
That's why he wanted me to stay at home.
He spent some time in Prague, then settled in Kuttenberg. But it seems he quarreled with someone there and finally ended up here. You know the rest.
I loved him, but even so, I somehow always had a feeling I didn't quite fit in.
It was in your blood, I suppose.
I lost the one thing I had left from him. Your sword.
Ah. The sword. It's not my sword. It's yours. For a moment there it was so near, yet so far. Oh well, it can't be helped.
It was almost within my grasp, but just then I had something else on my mind.
Well, I think we may yet have a chance to get it back. This business with Toth is not yet over, unfortunately.
That's a chance I'd welcome. Not just to get the sword, but that bastard Istvan too. And then I'll find that German whoreson who torched Skalitz, and I'll slay him with it. I'll never forget his face. Or his name. Marquardt von Aulitz.
Those are noble intentions, son. But don't forget there are other things in this world that are worth living for.
Like what?
Look around you. Blue skies overhead, green grass underfoot, beautiful girls. Good wine, a few good friends, and a fine steed under your backside. Those are things worth living for. Though I can't deny that swine who killed your mother must pay for what he did. But it's better not to dwell too much on that at the cost of those other things. On the subject of steeds, I think we'll have to ride like the Knights Templar.
How's that?
2 up. One day I'll tell you how they got their seal. You can take the front. It's like I always imagined it would be, teaching my boy to ride. Although it would be better if you were a little smaller. My word, it's all go today, isn't it? I wonder who this is.
I think I know. It's Margrave Jobst.
The king's cousin? I wonder what he wants. I guess we'll find out soon enough.
Oh, was that the end? Ah. Well, I really enjoyed that. Although it kind of ended there with you kind of hanging. See what was going to happen next. Well, hopefully you did enjoy the game along with me playing through. And hopefully you enjoyed that last battle there. I'm just going to sit back here, wait until the credits finish, and see if there's anything else. But otherwise, from the looks of it, that's the end of the game. Now, I did complete pretty much all the quests in my videos there. There were a few Miller quests that I didn't finish, and maybe a few pickpocket quests. But overall, I did manage to get the vast majority of the quests done, and here we are finally at the end. So I'll let you just sit back and watch the credits, same as me, and we'll see if anything happens after that. Now, I have heard that they are working on a second game, so hopefully it will, if this ends where it does right now, it'll be a continuation from the end here and just kind of give you a progress in the story, which would be nice. I was, though, really hoping for more there at the end, seeing as you had that quest to get your father's sword back and such. So that quest seems like it's just a quest that kind of gets left hanging there. So let's hope that as soon as this finishes, we will have some more gameplay. Now, I'd have to say that overall the gameplay was fairly nice. The game itself could have used a bit more tweaking, and I noticed on some parts that like the background images, stuff like that, didn't look as nice as they could, but running it in 4K really seems to take a toll on the FPS. So I probably would have needed something stronger than my 1660 GTX Ti, but the 2080s and such, those NVIDIA cards are just so overpriced, I guess you could say, that I just couldn't have afforded to get a higher end card. And I see that a lot of people that actually have the higher end cards still kind of deal with how the game runs. So hopefully with the second one, they'll work out the game and the tweaks in it. Okay. No animals were harmed in loving memory or horse dog. Oh, I didn't actually take the dog, so I guess I kind of missed out on that, but I really find that having a companion like that, they're more than likely going to die. So I didn't really take the dog through that. But I did get a chance to use a dog with Teresa when I did the quest where you played her. So it was kind of interesting. I guess there is still more that I can do with the game, but we'll have to see. Quite a bit of credits here. Now, I know it's getting to the end of the year, and they're doing the votes for the best games and stuff, but this was made in 2018, so this would have been last year. As far as games that I really enjoyed this year, I'd have to say A Plague's Tale. And if you haven't played that, I did play it through, and I made some videos, so you can enjoy those videos if you want and consider that game. Now, I know it is up for Game of the Year. I've seen that on Steam. So give it a try, see what you think. And as far as games go, I do enjoy these RPG style games, and it's a really nice game to play. It seemed to run really well. I wish this one had run as well, but beggars can't be choosers. So give it a try or give the videos a watch, see what you think. Okay, so it looks like we might be getting to the end here. And let's see what happens once we get back. Now, is this it? Escape to close. Okay, let's see what happens.
Doing well, son.
Father.
Come now. You know who sired you.
That doesn't matter now. I miss you, Amar. I miss you very much.
You'll be fine. We're proud of you.
For what? I let you down. I lost the sword. I let that bastard get away.
Don't be so hard on yourself. There was nothing you could have done to save us. And someone has to live and carry the torch. As for the sword, it's just a thing.
You didn't want me fighting. Now look at me.
Standing up to evil isn't the same as sowing its seeds. You did what was right. I have to leave you now.
Oh, please.
You know I can't stay.
Will I ever see you again?
God knows. Make her proud.
Don't go.
Don't go. No.
What on earth were you dreaming about? I couldn't wake you, and it's well past dawn. Sir Radzig wants you at the upper castle. The lords are in council with Jobst.
Right. I'll go straight away. What is it?
It's just... I don't know how to address you anymore. All of a sudden you're Sir Radzig's son, hobnobbing with lords and ladies. And here's me, as common as muck.
Oh, give over, you idiot. Do I look like a lord to you?
Not really. You're as much a lord as I am a nun. And I've never looked good in a habit.
Get out of here! Or I'll have you clapped in the stocks.
Oh, so it looks like we do have a bit more gameplay. Epilogue. Go to the upper castle during the day to meet Margrave Jobst. Okay, so let's head up to the upper castle. Okay. Good. I was hoping that it didn't just end like that. Let's pay a visit to the baths, get ourselves cleaned up, and then we'll head over to the upper castle.
Greetings. What do you need?
I'd like to order something here.
So what are you interested in?
A bit of everything. Heal my wounds, have a proper bath. Oh, and my garments are in need of laundering.
I'm sure you'll be extremely satisfied. Good luck then.
Okay, so that's saved. Now let's just actually, seeing as we're right here, let's go over and see if there's any final dialogue here with Teresa.
Yeah.
Kind of interested to see. Haven't spoken to her in some time.
I've got something for you. I know this is your favourite.
It is indeed. Thank you.
Okay. One last walk with Teresa.
Wouldn't you like to take a stroll somewhere?
I'd love to.
Oh, we're going to a new location. We're going to the tavern.
Listen, Teresa. There's something I ought to tell you.
What is it? What's troubling you?
I'm not quite sure how to tell you, so I'll just spit it out. Sir Radzig Kobyla is my father.
And King Wenceslas is my cousin. You really had me going.
No, I'm serious.
What? But, Henry, how on earth could...
I know. It was a shock for me, too. It turns out Sir Radzig and my mother had some... romance. Of course, he couldn't marry a commoner.
And your father? I mean, the blacksmith. God, that sounds so odd. I mean Martin.
He knew Sir Radzig from way back. Martin... Pa married her before I was born, to protect her reputation, and raise me as his own.
And Sir Radzig allowed it?
Sure. Actually, I get a feeling the whole thing was agreed between them. Sir Radzig was glad she wasn't left alone with a child.
My God, Henry, that's just... And what will that mean for you?
I honestly don't know.
You don't know?
Well, it all depends on Sir Radzig, doesn't it? As his illegitimate son, I don't have any rights as such. Well, it's not like I've suddenly become a noble like Capon. And even though Sir Radzig has publicly acknowledged me, well, sort of, it hasn't really changed anything.
And if Sir Radzig decided to make a real noble of you, would you want that?
Me become a noble? Fine clothes, hunting, drinking wine from a gold goblet, and stuffed pheasant for breakfast? Ha! Of course! Who wouldn't want it?
I think there's a little more to it than that, Henry. You'd have huge responsibilities.
True. But anyway, it's not important what I want. A bastard will always be a bastard.
I don't know. All sorts of things can change. Would you still care for me, a common millmaid, if you were a nobleman?
Of course. I'll always be fond of you. Nothing will change that.
I'll remember that. I hope you won't regret those words.
No fear of that.
Oh, that was nice.
Here we are. Thanks for stopping by, Henry.
My pleasure.
Nice little follow-up with Teresa. Okay. And we'll do a bit of fast traveling here.
Ah, Hal. Are you going to the meeting with Margrave Jobst as well?
I am. What about Istvan? I assume...
That we didn't catch him? No. Because if we had, you'd be the first one to know. Have no fear. We'll get him eventually.
I hope you're right. Anyway, let's go and see what Jobst wants from us.
My lords, Christ's blessings on you all.
And on you, Lord Capon. And this is my son, Henry. I didn't know you had a son, Sir Radzig.
It came as a bit of a surprise to young Henry, too.
This gentleman here is John II of Liechtenstein, a member of my council.
I'm honored, gentlemen.
Come join us. Margrave Jobst was just about to tell us the reason for his visit. Your Grace?
I'm sure we're all agreed, Your Graces, that all this unrest must come to an end. This kingdom needs a king.
Question is, which king?
My cousin, Wenceslas IV, who is being held in captivity.
I have to confess, my lord, that your answer surprises me a little. If I'm correctly informed, until recently you sided with your other cousin, Sigismund.
That I cannot deny, and I have always stated my position plainly. But times have changed.
How have they changed, Your Grace?
Sir, there is one thing on which we undoubtedly concur, that King Wenceslas, unfortunately, did not inherit his father's gift for governing. Sadly, his failures have cost Bohemia, the nobles, and our whole Luxembourg family a great deal of money and effort.
How did the king let it go so far, damn it?
It's in his temperament. He cares only for wine, women, and the hunt. A king, in fact, who never wanted to be king.
Then why didn't he just let his brother have the crown?
Young sir, the crown weighs heavy when there are duties to be performed. But to surrender it means giving up great privileges, too.
But he did surrender power to his brother. When things started getting out of hand, Wenceslas appealed to Sigismund for help in restoring order.
What, you're saying Wenceslas invited him here?
This is starting to make my head spin.
Actually, it makes sense when you think about it. Sigismund wanted to re-establish the power of the whole House of Luxembourg. He thought if he helped Wenceslas win the imperial crown, in return his brother would help him become the king of the Romans, and leave the actual reign of Bohemia and the empire to him. Sigismund would govern, while Wenceslas could carry on doing what he was best at, enjoying the life of the imperial court.
Why wasn't Wenceslas crowned Holy Roman Emperor long ago? He was already elected king of the Romans. All he had to do was go and let the Pope put the damn imperial crown on his head.
Who knows? Maybe he'd prefer hunting and consorting with bathhouse wenches to spending time with the Pope.
Well, so would I must admit.
Sigismund's plan seemed sound enough, but it didn't quite work out, did it?
It worked for a while. He and his brother reached an agreement. Sigismund took over administration of the kingdom and began planning Wenceslas's journey to Rome for the imperial coronation. But then Wenceslas realized he would just be a puppet with a crown.
I must say, Margrave Jobst, Wenceslas and Prokop behave rather like naughty children in need of a good clout about the ears.
Sigismund would agree. He was already planning his rule of Bohemia, and all of a sudden, the rug was pulled from under him. I'd say he lost his patience and decided he'd drag Wenceslas to the coronation kicking and screaming if he had to. Just like a naughty child, as you say.
So he abducted him and your brother Prokop too, if I heard correctly.
Correct.
And you helped him do it, if I heard correctly.
Yes, Your Graces, it's true. I was there when Sigismund abducted Prokop. I thought everything could somehow be settled, that we could make my brother see sense. But Sigismund just wanted to put an end to the dispute once and for all, whatever the cost. There was nothing I could do to stop him. And that's one of the reasons why I'm here. The worst of it is that it was all for nothing. Instead of putting a stop to the revolt, it escalated it, and the result is this chaos we have today.
That's true enough, sir. But I must admit now, I'm not sure what your position is. The king is incompetent, but we must protect him?
The simple truth, gentlemen, is that for all of Wenceslas's faults, we have no one else.
So we'll have to make do with his idleness.
People like him, though.
But what can we do now? Sigismund has the League of Lords behind him. Otto von Bergolf, Heinrich von Rosenberg.
The situation has gotten completely out of control. Now even the nobles of the League of Lords are realizing that Sigismund wasn't the right choice.
So now Bergolf is on your side? Are we to assemble an army together with him and face Sigismund on the field of battle?
We're not in Hungary now. Such affairs may be settled elegantly, without unnecessary hostilities or expenses. I have negotiated an alliance with the Hungarian bishops, the Polish, and of course the Czech nobility, against Sigismund. Every day he is losing the ground under his feet, and that's why I need your help too.
What kind of help, though? Sigismund has a massive army, and Rosenberg, Berghoff, and Prague are behind him. Do you have an army you could face him with?
But that's not what I mean at all. There's been a revolt against Sigismund in Hungary, partly due to my efforts, and now he'll have to choose whether he wants to gain the Bohemian crown, which is a very risky enterprise, or hold on to the Hungarian one. He can't have both. And there's a tough struggle awaiting him in Hungary. I'm not sure he'll win, and Rosenberg and Berghoff know it too. They're not stupid. If the Bohemian nobility stands together, they will turn.
We are men of little consequence, Margrave. Radzig here lost everything because of his alliance with Wenceslas. Sir Divish came within a hair of the same fate. Even Rattay is defenseless against Sigismund and the League of Lords.
What's more, Your Grace, King Wenceslas languishes in captivity in Vienna. He can't rule too well from there.
And what do you propose? To sit with your arms folded till the Bohemian lands are turned to ashes like Skalitz? We have to put a stop to this senseless war!
And do you know, sir, what the true position of the League of Lords is?
I'm not on the best of terms with them at this moment, so you'll have to ask them yourselves.
Yes. Why not? I'll go and visit Berghoff at his castle and we'll see what he tells me.
You know, that's not such a bad idea, young sir.
True. Though a little risky.
I doubt Berghoff would harm a blue-blooded envoy. And you can find out what he has to say about developments and what the League of Lords is planning. Then we'll decide what to do next.
I'll help you compose a letter to him.
I'd like Henry to come with me.
Why not? He's proven himself an able investigator, and he'll also be a good bodyguard if anything should happen.
And I'll send Sir John here to Kuttenberg to be my eyes and ears there. I believe both your reports will help us get a better grip on the situation.
When can you set out?
Just as soon as I've packed my things.
Excellent. Margrave Jobst and I will draft the letter. Get ready, and we'll meet back here.
Okay, so this seems
I
pretty
expect
interesting.
it would be best to write it in your name as Lord of Lipa.
Quite so, Margrave.
Okay, so Epilogue. So we're working on the Epilogue, so it looks like we might have a chance to finish off this Vengeance quest. But at this point, looking at the time, I guess I should actually finish up, and we'll continue the Epilogue in the next video. So hopefully you did enjoy this, and as always, if there are any comments or questions, anything like that, just leave them in the comment section below. Thanks a lot for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.